We are on the high octane road towards Furiosa. I'm very excited, I'm sure you are as well, which is why I want to give you my personal rankings of all of Mad Max films in preparation for Furiosa. I love and adore this franchise. It's a mix of the Dollars trilogy with hot rods and muscle cars. What's not to like about that, honestly? Now let's finally get into the ranking from worst to best. Number 4, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I've met people who love this film or hate it, but frankly, I'm like right in the middle of it. I'm sorry, I can't really give you a passionate, emotional take on this film, but that's just the truth. I'm kind of in the middle on it. The film, like all of George Miller's films, has a very strong style and aesthetic, for sure. What's sad, though, is that George Miller didn't direct all this film. He directed some of it, and he left production to grieve the loss of his producing partner, Byron Kennedy. But nonetheless, though, there are some things I like about this movie, for sure. I think the climax chase scene might actually be the best in the original trilogy. You know, the stunt choreography in terms of the actors and the car crashes, the camera work, color grading, the editing is like a proto Fury Road in many ways, like more so than Road Warrior and the first Mad Max, which are great in their own respects, but are kind of crude. Beyond Thunderdome definitely feels like precursor to Fury Road in the visual language department, at least. And it also goes for like things like Bartertown and this tribe of kids who form their own religion. You know, there's a lot of world building going on, but beyond that, the film doesn't offer much. It's not nearly as thrilling or edgy as the other films in the franchise, and when you get to the third act, it kind of turns into a film like something you'd expect from The Goonies or Hook, rather than something you would expect from Road Warrior. Overall, I still like the movie, but it's definitely the weakest of the franchise. It's Mad Max going Hollywood, and as a result, it feels more sanitized, which is why I rank it last on this list. Number 3, Mad Max. The first film in the franchise and often the most overlooked, and it's easy to see why. You know, we associate Mad Max with non-stop action and a colorful post-apocalyptic world with really crazy customized cars. But the first Mad Max isn't like that. It's a slow burn thriller that takes place right before the apocalypse as you're starting to see society unravel. I love to see this film as like a prologue or a thesis to the rest of the franchise. Because when you look at Mad Max by itself, it's a film about these ragtag group of cops or like wannabe cops who are just trying to piece together civilization before it inevitably falls. And the question they're kind of asking themselves in the film is, you know, can they be the heroes that society needs? Is hope okay? The way the film ends, the answer is no, that there are no heroes. Hope is a waste. There is only madness. And if you want to survive, you have to match that madness. And of course, you know, the sequels by themselves, they're kind of just like fun action movies. But when you piece the first film and the rest of the franchise together, it becomes this long, overarching story of Max trying to be the hero that him and his cop buddies are trying to be and to give hope to a society that needs it now more than ever. It really is a redemption saga, and you only get that redemption saga with the first film. While not peak Mad Max, I still think this is a strong film that totally gives the franchise its heart. And so for that, I do have to like kind of like rank this in the middle of the list. It's not peak Mad Max, but still demands your respect for sure. Number 2, The Road Warrior. Now this is peak Mad Max. This is the film that introduced me to the franchise. I saw it as a kid. I'm sure a lot of people had a similar experience, whether they saw it in theaters or on TV. This film has everything. Everything. Pure action, moments of horror, memorable villains, lovable comedic side characters, awesome action choreography, visual comedy, and just using cinematography and editing to just heighten the craziness of this world. George Miller really steps up his game here in this film, and on top of that, he gives us everything that we associate the franchise with. It really starts with this film. This film puts the franchise on the map, which is why I would rank this film highly on this list, but there's still one that surpasses it, and for good reason. Number 1, Mad Max Fury Road. Fury Road is not only the best Mad Max film, it's also George Miller's magnum opus. And not only is it that, it's also probably one of the best films ever made, hands down, period. Fury Road utilizes visual storytelling to the max, pun intended, giving us one of the best spectacles in recent memory. Clearly inspired by the likes of Stagecoach or Buster Keaton films, George Miller takes that audacious old school way of filmmaking and brings into the modern era, where the modern era needs filmmaking orthodoxy more than ever. and Fury Road totally delivers on that front. The film even uses very little dialogue. Everything you want to know about Max and Furiosa and the world around them, all you need to do is look what's in the frame. You don't need dialogue or exposition to tell you otherwise. And of course, on top of that, the action is hands down the best action ever. Everything is motivated in this film. Every scene, every shot, every cut, every sound, it's all intentional and with purpose. There is no fat on this film. It's a lean, mean machine of pure cinema. And so for that reason, Fury Road takes top spot, hands down, without hesitation. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you thought of my ranking and if you agree with it. If not, I'm curious to hear your guys' ranking of the films. Let me know if you're also excited to go see Furiosa. I'm really excited myself. Make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe. I'll see you next time.